Parents strongly cautioned the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
And welcome to the season 1 finale of Sound Injection. And of course, we have Apricity with us tonight from Canada. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm excellent. How about you?
I am absolutely fantastic. I get another one of these bourbons in me. I'm gonna be really good.
I think after being backstage with you folks, I need a bourbon.
Well, then get yourself some.
You don't want to see me. You don't want to see me on bourbon. I don't want to see me on bourbon. So
that just makes me want to see you on bourbon even more.
Yeah.
Why? We're like,
I didn't know. It wasn't in the contract that I signed that I needed to pre-drink. So anyway, there we are.
It's always
you can catch up real fast.
Yeah.
It's always a surprise. It's we're full of surprises. So the way that we run this, you could choose between 1 and 83, or you could choose to roll the dice. It is up to you.
Oh gosh, I'm scared. I'm gonna go with good old 71.
Oh,
71. What is the weirdest item that you have on your tour bus?
Not a tour bus.
Not a tour bus.
I don't have a tour bus. That's probably the weird. I wish I had a tour bus.
Whatever vehicle you take, what is the weirdest item?
Well, sometimes we actually take a plane because it's elsewhere. So the weirdest item, let's just say the weirdest item I have in my car would be a little, I have a little Easter bunny stick-on that's under my seat that I got when I was a small child from my grandmother. So it might not be weird, but it is a little odd. Yeah, it's probably the weirdest thing in there. Yeah. Well, I have pretty OCD, so my car's pretty clean, and I don't like a lot of things in it. So
why under your seat?
Protection. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
don't know.
I'm thinking OCD. You don't see it, but you know it's there. Type of.
And you've got that correct. Yes, it's hidden and nobody knows.
Okay.
I have one of those Harry Potter shrunken head things in my car. The one that was, the on the bus, I think it was. Yeah, the one that's like you have a bumpy ride, something like that.
Oh, like the bobbleheads.
Yeah, it's not a bobblehead. It's not a
Okay.
bobblehead. It actually hangs from your mirror, so it's just the head.
Okay, all right.
Or if I'm in the car with her, there's hidden Coronas under the seat for me.
I was actually gonna say, what? There's no bourbon.
That's
bourbon.
But no, the last time I went to Texas to go visit her, as soon as I got into the car, right off the airport, I get a hug and then I get a Corona stuck right in my hands. I'm like, yes.
That's a pretty nice welcome.
It is.
Right? I know him. I know what he wants when he gets off the plane.
I would hope so.
Nice.
I mean, we are related, so I would hope.
I know. So.
Oh shit! All right. So, do you want to roll the dice or do you want to pick?
Let's roll the dice.
Oh,
Roll the dice. We go with 51.
Ooh.
If you can do a song mesh up with 2 songs, which 2 songs would it be?
It would be "We Will Rock You" by Queen. And it will be "Bad Romance" by Lady Gaga.
Okay.
So because we had a bad romance, I'm now gonna rock you, but it's not gonna be in a good way.
Oh shit! She's coming out swinging. Watch out!
Wanted a twist to it.
All right.
It's the first time I can't think of something to say. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but all right, cool. Okay. I feel like I need to hear this.
I feel like I need to do the mashup now, right?
Right now you're thinking about it.
I am. I'm like, how would I have this song first or that song? Or would I intertwine? Well, how would I do this?
I could do
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to figure it out too.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
He's gonna do the mashup.
I have the day off tomorrow.
Oh no.
Now, well, I'm work my normal job, but once I get home, I don't have podcasts to do. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Because I just need to know. I need to know
On a need to know basis now.
Now we're gonna be waiting for this.
Right?
Hey, okay. You know what? I'll make you a deal. I'll do it, and I'll post it on the Sound Injection Facebook page, and I'll tag you in it.
Okay.
I have hold on. Can I make it even better?
Yes.
God damn it.
Let's make it better. Let's have one person do Queen and the other person do the other one, and then you guys both do the mashup.
I'm not singing shit. I'm
Look at she's like, no.
Look, I'm a bass player. Strictly a bass player. No.
But
Maybe
now
you
he's
just
thinking
need
of
to
a good bass line for it.
Do all you need is the do, and then she got the vocals. So
No,
I see no problem in this.
No.
I mean, I could be there for moral support if you guys need the moral support.
I'm gonna take no. She is not as good as Freddie Mercury. I'm sorry, she's not. I'm putting Freddie Mercury's vocals over her shit.
I'm not saying Freddie Mercury. You can do the other song.
Oh, I'm not singing shit. I'm gonna take his isolated vocals. I'm gonna take her fucking music, and I'm gonna fucking bash the shit together because I have the ability to do that.
Like a smash.
Yeah.
There was an NC-17 rating prior to this starting, correct?
There was.
Okay, I do recall I saw that.
Yeah, we always do that. You should not be in here if you are under the age of 18.
I guess I shouldn't be here then. I'm just kidding. It's okay.
We checked ID.
Yeah. I'm of age, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I'm of age to pay bills, unfortunately, yes.
you can't be any older than like 30.
Oh my gosh, it's so old.
That's
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my god damn, that Lindsay's about to die because she's probably the oldest one.
I am the oldest one, probably.
That's older and wiser, though. She's older and wiser.
I don't know if it's wise.
Depends on who you ask.
Okay, should I ask Max?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I want to know what he would say. Go ahead, ask Max.
Go ahead, ask Max. He probably don't even remember.
I want to know what Max says. He might get a phone call from me and be like, what the fuck, dude?
Right?
All right, so do you want to roll or do you want to pick?
Okay, I'm going to pick lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. Do you think that artwork on albums are important?
I do, because that's the first thing that will catch your attention.
Yeah.
You know, if someone's looking, even online, if you're looking through, you know, singles or albums, and if it's just kind of a black cover, you might not read it. But if it's like a very catchy picture or something that's abstract, or, you know, people will stop and it'll get their attention more. So I do think it's important.
Well, I mean, we've had this discussion many times before on this podcast. And I'm like, you know, as a kid, back when we actually had record stores and they still existed, you know, I found so many bands that I probably would have never known had I just used to go in there and just look for cool covers, whatever caught my eye, whatever I liked. And I discovered so many artists just simply based off of me picking it because the album cover.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I discovered Marilyn Manson that way, and White Zombie, and Tool, and Smashing Pumpkins, and you know, I could go on and on and on of ones that I had never heard a song by them in my life, but I went in there, I was like, that's a cool ass cover. You know, I'm just gonna fucking buy it. I know it's in the rock area or metal area, so it's within the genre that I listen to. I'm gonna just try it. And I found, you know, bands that I still listen to today from a young kid just because of the album artwork.
Right.
Now, I know that's a little bit different. So, bonus question, how do you feel about the music industry today versus back then? Do you feel like you like it better, or would you rather it be like it used to be?
So, I mean, growing up as a kid to now being in the industry only the last couple of years, personally, I feel that there's been a lot of things that we've lost touch with. How I remember things, and actually I was talking today to my boyfriend, and we were talking about music videos. And how, like, for me, I've done a music video for every one of my songs that I brought out so far, because I feel that visually it's important. You're telling a story about the song and what it looks like, and it, you know, it's something that people can watch and get into and feel like they're part of the story. And I just feel that that's not done anymore. And I remember one of the things growing up, and I grew up in the UK, so it was either, you know, if we had TV on, it was music or the radio. But one of the things I love doing is just watching music videos nonstop, you know. And then, you know, they had Much Music and MTV that used to play music videos all the time, and then all of a sudden it just became reality shows. So it switched away from the music videos into the shows. And I feel that the music video has really been lost in quite a number of years now, and the visual art part of the music is no longer there. But if you look back at, you know, I love watching like the 90s videos, and even going back to the 80s videos. nowadays it's not the same, right? So I do feel like when I was growing up, music was a lot different and you felt part of it, whereas now, because everything's digital, it's all online, which is great because you can reach such a wide audience throughout the world, and that's great. But there's also things that are lost in that.
So it's funny that you bring it up because I'm glad you did. Me and Mojo felt the same way. So that's why we started every Friday nights on 7:30. From 7:30 to about 8:30, 8:45, we play music videos. We do nothing but music videos because it is lost.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that you're going to see is if you go to YouTube. But then you have to scour just to find music videos because it's not something you got to know what you're searching for and then just randomly click on bands. So most people don't have the attention span anymore to do that.
Right.
It's just like they say in marketing, if you can't grab somebody's attention in the first 3 seconds, you're done. It's not going to happen. But because I'm older and I grew up in that MTV era, and I did, like, MTV was everything to me. Mm-hmm. I watched music videos from if my TV was on, it was on MTV. Mm-hmm. I was watching music videos. That's all I cared about was music. So we wanted to bring that back. So for any of you that are watching right now, we actually have one of her music videos we're going to play at the end of this. So hang around and you'll get one of her music videos. But you are right. But I feel like, there's some pros and some cons. Mm-hmm. Pros of the music industry now, you guys have a lot of tools that you didn't back then, that you had to hire A, B, C, D, E, F, and G and have them in the pot to get stuff done. Right. But now there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot more that you can control. But the downside is now that it's wide open, it's an even playing field all the way across, and the competition is absolutely fucking insane. Because every band has the same access that everybody else has. It just depends on who wants it more and who's going to put more time into their craft than the others.
Right. And money. Who's got more money?
And that is true.
Yeah.
If you're a damn trust fund baby, if you got trust fund and you got talent, you can fucking rise to the top in fucking 90 days, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't have that money, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard fucking road all the way. And that's if you make it. Because the competition is just that stiff.
Exactly. Yeah. And like you said, it's because everybody, we all have the same access now. Record label is not the same as it used to be back in the day. And nowadays, I mean, it's still very active. But unless you're the Justin Bieber, or the Taylor Swift, where you've got billions of zillions and your parents have billions of zillions. You can give anyone that money and they can do the same thing, right?
Correct.
They can do exactly the same thing. But I see a lot of it, it's still like now it's pay for play. You want played, you gotta pay. It's like, since when was that something? I mean, and it was something back in the day. I've watched documentaries from other bands, like even rock bands back in the day, and it was, they were paying. They were paying for this, they were paying for that, they were paying to be on tours with other people. So, but it's part of it is still the same, and then part of it isn't, right? I mean, and it is good because we can control more, but at the same time, we also don't have support in certain areas because of that, because of the digital world either.
Right. So how do you feel about the pay to play thing? Because to me, I feel like it's bullshit. I do. And being a musician myself and being in a band myself, like, I get they're trying to make more money, but at the same time, I feel like it's bullshit because you're going to cripple that damn band. Because I've got friends who were in bands that were blowing up and got offered tour deals with major bands, and they're like, they would build them up, which was the sales pitch. And then it's like, okay, so all right, cool, you guys are going to go on tour with us. All right, it's going to just cost you $20,000 plus 25% of your merch every single night. Well, halfway through, you're fucking bankrupt. Can't even finish the tour.
So how do you pay for that and then also pay for your tour? Like, you know what I mean? Unless you have record label, which is still active, or family money behind you. It's not something that, you know, the regular person can afford. Right. Even radio, and that's something new that I've learned in the last couple of years. It's, you know, you always say, hey, like, how come this person has like every song on radio and every song they've had is top, you know, in the top 5? Well, because the radio stations are paid. It's pay for play on radio. And I thought, wow, yeah, because I mean, I don't listen to that song and I don't know anyone that listens to that song. And, you know, why is it number 1? Well, it's the same thing, pay for play. So, you know, it is what it is. It stinks a lot of the time because you could have a better song, but if you don't have the money behind you, it doesn't matter.
Then you got like people like me and Mojo that come in and we're like, we don't give a fuck. We're not going to fans anything ever. We're going to put you on our radio station. We're going to interview you and we're going to push the shit out of you. And we don't want a goddamn thing. So, which is why people don't like me and Mojo very much.
Is that why?
That's exactly why. Because we're even fucking up the independent music scene.
Well, come on. I mean, that's just it's fucked up. It's just fucked up. It's not right. It doesn't work right.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. All right. So, would you want to roll or do you want to pick?
Mojo, what should I do?
Let's roll.
Okay.
Roll we go with 53. All right. What is your favorite meal to cook? Are you a cooker?
Is it in the microwave? Is it in the microwave?
Whatever. Get your taste buds going. I don't know. Whatever you want.
What is my favorite meal to cook? So number 1, I can cook. Number 2, I'm not a cooker. Number 3, I have no patience for it. That's why. You know what? I'm good with whipping up some kind of like just little pasta dish. I prefer someone else to cook. Put it that way.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I could cook my ass off. I'm just saying. She knows I can cook. But I do love microwave burritos. That's my only microwavable thing that I
never tried a microwave burrito. I mean, unless it's
not
been
that great.
Takeout. Unless it's been takeout and you're reheating it, but not actual microwave one.
I really like my El Monterey burritos. Okay, leave my burritos alone. Look, I get a little special with it. Like I cook it.
You put some cheese and some hot sauce on it, don't you? Because you have to. Because it tastes like caca. You have to put it on there.
That's bullshit. No, it's just because we're related. That's the only reason you know, because half the time you're on the phone with me when I'm doing it. So that's fucking cheating.
That's not cheating. That is what everybody has to do to eat that. So it's a well-known.
This is just like being at a bar. You're right. This is for sure being like.
Wait, all right. So do you want to roll or do you want to pick?
I'm gonna pick number 1.
Ooh,
number one. Here we go. If you could play any other type of music than the music that you play right now, what would it be?
I think it would be opera.
Oh, you gonna rock some opera, huh? All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
the opera.
I'm
If
listening.
I could. No.
I think you could. I think you got it. I think you could do it. Yeah.
I love the like European renditions when they do the rock meets opera.
Yeah.
And they get some of those rock bands with the opera singers and they do like a joint concert. I think those
I've
are
seen
just
that. I've seen
great.
Yeah. They have
So
some of those.
Apocalyptic is a European band that I've followed for quite some time.
Oh yeah, Apocalyptica. I love that.
Yes. They're great. And they've also brought in some opera singers too. And I
Yeah.
think it sounds so good. I just think it sounds so great.
The album that they did where they brought in like different metal and hard rock vocalists and they did a different vocalist every single song.
Yes.
I still have that on my playlist.
Yeah.
It's amazing because they had like Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Adam Gontier from at the time. Well, now he's back at 3 Days Grace.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that shit was fucking phenomenal. And I love that band. They are so good.
So talented too. Very, very talented. Like even instrumentally, just very talented. But yeah, if I could be an opera singer, that would be I would do that.
I mean, I think there's room for it. Metal is so like metal and rock is so wide as far as like what you could bring in because I feel like it's the only genre that you see other genres crossing over into because you've seen country added into rock with like artists like Hardy, and then you see like hip hop mixed into rock, and you know you've seen like Linkin Park did it and Body Count, and then it's just this. I don't know what it is about the rock genre, but you could almost throw anything into it, and it's going to be phenomenal. And it's like bands like Starset. I'd never heard of them, and I seen them live for the first time before I ever heard a song. I seen them live, and when I seen them walking out, and they had violins and cellos, and I'm like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is going on?" Okay, I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm intrigued, and they blew my fucking mind with what they were able to do with that many layers of different instruments, and it was still heavy but it still had the melody and the harmony and that whole like symphony sound mixed with hard rock and metal, and I was just like my mind just couldn't handle it. It like went into fucking overload.
Yeah, I think especially when you bring in the cello, I would love to see, the band In This Moment.
Yes.
I would love to see, because I think she's just phenomenal, especially hard rock singer. I would love to see them in an orchestra type setting.
I think she could do it. I think she could do it. Like, I still remember the first time, and I've seen In This Moment more times than I can fucking count.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah. But the first time I seen them, when they were a little unknown band, they were actually touring with, it was two unknowns at the time, and then the headliner was Mudvayne. So I went to go see them, and it was Mudvayne, Nonpoint, and In This Moment. In This Moment was the very first band up. And she came out, and like I instantly became a fan, and I've followed them ever since. But they could do it. They really could.
I do. She's almost like the female version of Marilyn Manson, but heavier, right? A little heavier. But I would love to see them in an orchestra, like with the cellos, with the violins. I think that would be a phenomenal concert.
I agree. I absolutely agree. All right. So do you want to roll or do you want to pick?
14.
14 it is. Well, do you also play the guitar by any chance?
Very slim pickings. I do have an acoustic electric and an electric guitar. And, when I was younger, and I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 years old, both my parents play guitar very well. And I was sent to guitar lessons, and I hated every minute of it. because my fingers were small and it was acoustic and the strings were very hard. So the whole thing I didn't want to be there at all. Of course, I wish now I had stayed in guitar lessons and I know so much more. Oh, the strings could be different. But I picked up an electric guitar for myself not that long ago, like 3 years ago. And I started just going on YouTube and like, some lessons and being able to play through some things, of course, like picked Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, some Oasis. So, I mean, I can kind of pick up.
You're dabbling in it right now.
But I mean, it's more just for me because I enjoy it and I'm learning and I do it at my own pace. I do not want to play guitar and sing. I'll just concentrate on one thing. I'll let the guitar players play the guitar.
Right. Like, I'm not doing both.
Don't worry, Max. She's not going to try to take your job.
No. I'm not swinging a guitar around my neck. So, no thanks.
That little dude.
Yeah.
He just whips that thing around.
He blows my mind. I love him to death, and the shit he does, I don't know how the hell he fucking does it.
So when he played with me at Escato, he played in Escato with me at the Rock Fest there. So we have it on video. All I know is he whipped his guitar around. I looked around and his face was covered in blood. Well, he actually hit himself in the face as he did it, and it was at the beginning of the set. And so then he had to play, But we have it on video, and so it was like war wounds. So he gave himself a pretty good.
He knocked himself.
He's lucky he didn't knock himself out. But
now I need to text him and be like, "So,
we messing with him now."
Heard you knocked your ass out in Canada.
Well, that was in Michigan. Yeah.
Oh, so, Michigan. Oh, that's right. The Michigan festival. That's right.
Yeah, but and he still played, bleeding and everything. So
he was a trooper.
He's a badass. He's bad. I love Max. I love Max dearly. All right, so you want to roll or do you want to pick?
Roll.
Roll we go. 25. Least favorite interview question.
That one.
How many times you have that question there?
Fail, Lindsay, fail.
That's my answer.
I mean, it's a good answer, to be honest with you.
See, for me, it's where'd you come up with your band name?
Oh.
I
guess it's any. I should say it's any interview question. It's not true.
Well, I mean, that's why that's the whole reason we started the show, because I worked for actual FM stations for a long time. I got fired from 2 because they would hand me, like, I had my own questions that were fun and interesting, and they'd hand me this clipboard and go, "We need you to ask you these questions." I'm flipping through the questions. I'm like, this same goddamn questions that the other fucking 10 people they're going to interview, and we're going to ask them the same fucking shit. Why the fuck am I going to do that? Well, we want to know. I'm like, it ain't about you. It's about everybody else, and they want fun shit. So I throw the whole clipboard in the fucking trash. I'd ask my questions anyway. So we were like, you know what? Fuck them. We're just going to start our own shit, and we're going to ask what the fuck we want to ask. So on that,
where do you at?
Did you ever watch Beavis and Butthead? All right. So, going back to the days of Beavis and Butthead, when you were watching it, what is the very first music video you ever remember seeing on
Nirvana, Teen Spirit?
Oh, I remember that episode. See, for me, it's like I remember, and for some reason, I don't know why these 3 songs stuck out in my brain. And one of them's a Canadian band, by the way. One's This Love by Pantera. Another one is Thunder Kiss 65 by White Zombie. And the other one was the Canadian band Crash Test Dummies.
Oh,
yeah. Yes. You were the first person to remember that shit. as many times I've said it, I get bands that look at us and they're just like blink, 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 and I'm like,
yeah, because half the time they don't know who the is.
Yeah.
You don't know
Peter Pumpkinhead, was that the other one that they sang?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys don't know who the Crash Test Dummies are? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm old as shit. You're making me feel even worse.
Well, it's funny because I have an Android box, so I go onto the US stations and they have like the retro playback music videos. Mm-hmm. So they were playing Crash Test Dummies and a bunch of other bands, but Peter Pumpkinhead was the one they were playing, and then they played that song as well. So yeah, I know who they are. You know what though, I have to say, I didn't know that they were from Canada.
Really?
I did not know that. No. And here's the thing with Canada, which I've been learning, is they export musicians and then import them after they've done well somewhere else. So they probably were better known in the US than they were in Canada until they were known in the US, if that makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never really thought about it. So how long have you been in Canada?
So I came to Canada when I was a teen, then went back to the UK, finished school, then came back to Canada as a young adult, went to the States for some time, worked, and so off and on, like, you know, probably the later part of my childhood, my young adulthood, but you know, my ties are still to the UK. You know, 99% of my family's there.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha. So another bonus question. If you could tour with any three bands within your genre, dead or alive, doesn't matter, who would you tour?
Wow, that's quite the question. Queen, for sure.
Hey, I'm down with that one. I love Queen.
Absolutely Queen. I would have to say Nirvana. I would love to tour with them, and Foo Fighters.
Okay. I dig that. Actually, one of the most intense shows I've ever been to, the Foo Fighters were one of the headliners, and it was the Foo Fighters and then Offspring was the last one. And it was at a festival. I don't know if the festival still goes on to this day, but it was big back in, you know, my low 20s. As a festival in Atlanta, Georgia called Music Midtown. And they had about 7 to 10 different stages, and every stage was a different genre. So there was like a stage for rap and hip hop, country, world music, EDM, metal and hard rock, everything. And the first day we went out there, it was like I got to see, like, I mean, I was there for the whole festival, but like the first day it was like Hole. Well, it was supposed to be Hole, but Courtney Love came out butt naked and played acoustically for 3 songs and got arrested. Fucking Story of the Year, Fuel, Nickelback. But later that night, Foo Fighters played, which was phenomenal. Like, they had so much energy, and that show was just balls to the wall. Well, then about halfway through the set, a storm came through. And I mean, it was downpour. And I'm like, great, they're going to cut Offspring. They didn't. Fucking Offspring came out. And by the time it was done, it was the craziest shit I ever been in. And somehow I started with clothes. And I left in nothing but boxers and 1 sock. And everybody was naked. And I've never seen so many naked people in one goddamn place. And how the hell we all became naked, or even why, I have no fucking clue. I don't even know what the fuck happened. But it was the most intense shit. And it was the combination between the Foo Fighters and the Offspring. And I'll never fucking forget it.
So I'm glad I didn't say Offspring then, because I like to keep my clothes on. So
well, I mean, normally I do too.
But something happened that day.
I like to appease to all ages, so. But I will tell you, you know, and I actually, you know, wasn't even thinking about whole Courtney Love, and I just thought whole lyrically, and I know that some of their songs were written by other people, Billy Corgan, a few others as well, but I think they were such an underrated band, and I know people said, you know, she's crazy, she's this, she's that, but I mean, if you've ever, I've never got to see them perform live. You know, I've seen some of their videos on YouTube, but I just think Courtney Love's great.
Well, I mean, I didn't get to see the band because it was supposed to be Hole.
Right.
But apparently something happened backstage and the band refused to come on. So Courtney Love just decided she was going to, I guess, strip naked and go up there with an acoustic guitar.
But you have to commend her for, like, I mean, I saw her in the movie Sid and Nancy.
Right.
Obviously Sex Pistols was before my age, but when I was growing up, my family listened to them. So, but I thought from what I heard about Sid and Nancy, you know, I thought she did just, you know, such a great job. And there's a few other movies that she was in that I thought she was fairly good in. But I'd love to see her.
Yeah, she was in like the People versus Larry Flint and you know, stuff like that. And like, I get Nirvana fans think that she had something to do with, you know, unfortunately, you know, Kurt Cobain's death or whatever. For the 3 songs they let her play, it was actually really good. Like, I mean, besides her being naked, I'm sure most men out there were like, oh shit, it's Courtney Love fucking naked. So, you know, they were all about it. But, you know, me as a musician, I'm like, shit, these are like really, she was playing whole songs acoustically.
Exactly, right.
And I'm like, just let her fucking play. And of course, I understand like the fact that she was nude and there's kids out there and blah, 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 blah. Whatever, so on and so forth. But I mean, it's rock and roll. It's heavy metal. It fucking happens. You know, it's one of those things. So why they arrested her, I guess it's for, you know, public nudity or whatever the hell they decided. Or they like straight up cut her power cords and were like, done. And Atlanta PD came on the stage and drunk her ass off. So I don't know. Interesting. I'd never seen nothing like it, so it was cool.
That's Courtney. That's Courtney, though. That's why she is Courtney, right?
So. It is.
Yeah. People love about her.
How she made her name.
Yeah.
So you want to roll or do you want to pick?
I'm gonna let Mojo pick for me.
Oh,
I'm picking tonight. All right. Let's see. We get all kinds of good ones in on this one. Right? All right. If you were going to collaborate with any horror film person like Freddy or somebody of that nature, who would you collaborate with?
Wes Craven.
Ooh.
Oh, director. Okay.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna have some Dracula. Are we gonna have Dracula or are you gonna do something else?
He didn't do Dracula.
Well, not the Dracula, but he does vampires.
No, he doesn't.
What Nightmare on Elm Street.
He did Nightmare on Elm Street. He did,
but he did the vampire.
Yeah,
did he not do vampires?
No, Wes Craven never did vampires.
What am I getting him confused with?
Bram Stoker.
Ah, there you go.
Actually, those if you could collaborate with both of them, that would be pretty cool. But I would love like Wes Craven. I mean those movies. I didn't watch them when I was little. I wasn't allowed, but I watched them later on. Actually, I just watched Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. It was a while back, a couple months ago, just to rewatch it, and it's funny because it's so cheesy, but it's so good.
Right. I go back. I watch.
Yeah. So it's just that retro feeling too. So I think that would be really great. Like to have someone like that direct a music video for you too.
Yeah. So Wes Craven, he did do only one vampire film. One. Which
one was that?
Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy.
I knew it was a vampire movie.
Oh yeah, Eddie Murphy. That's right.
But most of his movies, he's known for like Scream. He's known for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Yeah. He did Serpent and the Rainbow, which I love that film.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
I love Serpent and the Rainbow. Like it was real heavy into like the voodoo aesthetic and the religion of voodoo. It had a very young Bill Pullman in it. Very young. And then the other one that he's really well known for, The Hills Have Eyes.
I will tell you. So you think about all the movies that really scared you. The Hills Have Eyes is so creepy. And if you haven't seen it, I would say watch it.
Well, both of them are. Even the original two, even the remakes. The remakes were hard for me to watch.
Yeah, they are just like I can actually feel my skin crawl right now thinking about it. But they're creepy.
Now, the one movie that he did that I actually really loved, and a lot of people, I feel like it's underrated, and I feel like it should be watched a lot more, is People Under the Stairs.
That was a great movie.
It was phenomenal, and so people forget about it.
You're right, because I actually remember watching that, and I found it through somebody on TikTok actually, and I watched it. And I thought, how is this movie, not more known? It was so well done.
Yeah.
And it's a movie. If someone's like, "Hey, I want to watch the kind of a scary, creepy horror movie," I could tell them, "Hey, watch this. It's pretty good."
Yeah, so, it's intense. Like it's super intense, and I tell that's actually my favorite. I mean, I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I own every fucking movie on DVD, but People Under the Stairs, my favorite film that Wes Craven ever did.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, he's fabulous director for sure.
I mean, that's just like the same with like Sam Raimi. A lot of people don't know that Sam Raimi, Spider-Man and all that shit, that's all they think of. But Sam Raimi was the creator of the Evil Dead franchise.
That's right. Yeah, they're beginning of that.
Yeah.
Beginning of the Evil Dead,
Sam Raimi was amazing and did the Evil Dead franchise, and then you got people like Peter Jackson, which Peter Jackson, he did Lord of the Rings and King Kong, and that's what you know him for. But little people know that when he was in college, he did stuff like Bad Taste 1 and 2, which was two of the goriest goddamn fucking films you could ever see, on top of one of my favorite films, Dead Alive, which was at one point banned in the United States because it was deemed the goriest film ever in cinematic history. But, it is what it is. So, do you want to roll or do you want to pick?
You're going to pick for me.
Oh, I'm going to pick for you.
Please.
All right.
Let's go with 82.
82 it is.
Yeah.
You can do a remix of a TV song. Which TV show would you pick?
The Brady Bunch.
What?
We'll rock out.
What?
It was the first thing that came to mind. It was already in my head.
It just came out that way.
Okay, so let's go into this a little bit more.
Here's the story about my name Brady.
Yeah,
I've been listening to your music for like 3-4 days straight now, and your music has a lot of layers, and you have a lot of abilities. Like you could go from everything from modern rock to hard rock to heavy metal. So with that, what exact style would you push that remake into?
Metal.
Okay.
And I would have a backup vocalist scream shout.
All right, I dig it.
Yeah, I actually am thinking about how I would do that right now. So,
all right, I fucking
along with my Queen Lady Gaga mashup, I've got a lot of work to do.
Right.
Hey, you know what? It fucking happens. It fucking happens. I got you. So, bonus question. What was the one point in your life that you decided that you want to be a musician? Was it a band? Was it a music video? What was that one instance that you were like, this is what I want to do, and I want to be a musician?
You know, it's really odd because the December prior to COVID, when COVID started happening in the January, February, so that December prior, you know, as a youngster, I had grown up in music, in School of the Arts, that kind of thing. But I was more put into it, pushed into it. And, you know, as a kid, you don't really know. I'm just here because I have to be here kind of thing. And a lot of things I did like and a lot of things I didn't like. And then as you become a teenager and an adult and you have to work and make money and, you know, pay for things, I always thought to myself, well, I should take some of the demos I did when I was a kid and actually redo them and work on them or find a songwriter to work with. And then you're just working and paying your bills and trying to buy a house and live. So that December, I actually was just sitting in my car one day and I thought, why am I not? I need to do this. It just was in my head. So it was actually the second week in December. So then I had looked around and I thought, well, I've got demos. I want to go into recording studio, just re-record these demos. Because if you're gonna try and work with songwriters, they're gonna say, hey, do you have any demos out? And I can't really send them a demo of me when I was 10. You know?
Yeah.
I probably don't sound much different, but I thought, so I gotta record something, so I have something. So I went into a local studio, did some recording, and then started kind of shopping around when COVID started. So it was just one of those things. I was just sitting there and it just kind of came upon me all at once. I won't say out of the blue, but it sort of was out of the blue, you know. And then ever since then, I've just been hard at it. And I do have a full-time job as well, which I do travel. So it's almost like I am constantly working. If I'm not working, when I'm done that, I'm working on music because, as you know, songs, working with a songwriter, trying to record, doing live shows, putting together videos, that takes a long time. You need to have time to do that. Well, if you're working full time, the time in between that is now music, which means that you end up having, you know, little time to do anything else, and it becomes all consuming. But when it comes to the music part, I wouldn't give it up. I feel that, you know, I want to do it. I put my time into it. Sometimes I get very aggravated because, again, like we talked about, you feel like you've got something, you've got a product, you don't know where to go with it, right? You don't have millions of dollars, you know. Right. You don't have this, you don't have the contacts, you don't have that. So everything that I've been able to do and the people that I've been able to meet, I've done that myself. I mean, I can tell you that when I first started and just looking for songwriters, I was scouring for hours, for days, looking for songwriters, you know, looking up radio stations, looking up program managers. And I made spreadsheets for myself about who I contacted, no's, no replies, maybe, email back, call back, right? And it was just 24/7. So it's a lot of work, but if I look back to when I wanted to get back into this again, I don't regret it at all.
All right. I get that. So on that, before we play your music video, where is the social media point that you like to commune with fans the most? Where can they get your music? And most importantly, if you have merch, where can they get that?
I'm on all social media platforms. I think, Instagram is definitely a big one for me. I'm pretty active on TikTok. I mean, everything posts to Facebook as well. I have my own YouTube website as well, but definitely, Instagram. Instagram seems to be the place to be now. I'm on all stream platforms: Deezer, Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, you name it.
Fantastic. So on that, before we go, we're actually going to play one of Apricity's songs, which is All My Lies. On that, we are so glad everybody joined us for our season finale. It's been fantastic. We have some awesome stuff coming, including on Sunday. We start a new show that is Sound Injection Live, where we have artists coming on and playing for you acoustically. So the first one will be this Sunday. So on that, we love you guys. Check out All My Lies by Apricity and go follow her on all of her social medias. Hit the fucking follow button. Support. We love you guys. We know you guys know the drill. It's Friday night. Don't drink and drive. Wrap your fucking tool. Love each other. And don't make stupid decisions.
And don't get caught.
Don't tell them that.
I'm telling you.
Damn. All right, we're going to the music video before Mojo gets y'all in trouble.
Don't get caught.